Though most of us know their names, nickel and cobalt, few of us know where these metals come from or how they are used. Yet they are essential to jet engines and modern aircraft. Office buildings could not be constructed without them. They are in the vehicles that take us to work and the places we go to enjoy the company of friends. None of these would exist without nickel, which infuses brilliance, strength, and resistance to heat and corrosion in stainless steel and many everyday objects. Or without cobalt, which adds vivid blue to glass and is used in hundreds of industrial products. In fact, we touch items made with nickel and cobalt many times a day, in basic utensils, and in the mobile phones that help us keep in touch with our loved ones. Nickel is even in the coins we use for everyday transactions. Despite their many modern uses, nickel and cobalt have the humblest of beginnings in the rich red earth from the highlands of Madagascar. "50 years in the making, the Ambatovy project is one of the most ambitious industrial undertakings in the history of Africa and the Indian Ocean region. Following decades of exploration and planning, and billions of dollars of investment, Ambatovy will soon produce 60,000 tons of refined nickel and 5,600 tons of refined cobalt every year. This has demanded the effort of thousands of Malagasy workers, technicians, and managers, as well as technical experts from around the world. Designed to operate for at least 27 years, Ambatovy will play a major role in supplying the world's growing demand for nickel and cobalt. Every day, hundreds of truckloads of ore will be mined and sent through a pipeline 220 kilometers to the Indian Ocean port city of Tomasina, where the nickel and cobalt will be extracted and refined. Nearly 22,000 lengths of 24-inch pipe were used to connect the mine with the processing plant. The pipeline was designed to avoid points of cultural and environmental significance. This added several kilometers to its length, but preserved fragile sites, farms, and homes. Located off the east coast of Africa, Madagascar is regularly buffeted by severe weather. Erosion control measures have been installed to prevent runoff. Hundreds of workers were hired from communities along the pipeline. They installed more than 65,000 square meters of deep-rooting plants to stabilize steep slopes, prevent erosion, and help local vegetation re-establish itself. In delicate areas, Ambatovy drilled beneath the surface, leaving stretches of forest untouched, and allowing the pipeline to pass safely below Madagascar's scenic rivers. At the mine, the ore will be mixed with water and sent through the pipeline to the processing plant, a vast industrial complex in Tomasina that covers more than 320 hectares. Every 1,000 kilograms of raw material contains just 10 kilograms of nickel and a mere single kilogram of cobalt. The equipment installed at Tomasina makes use of technology that is among the cleanest and most modern available. It is in these massive vessels that the nickel and cobalt reach industrial levels of purity through a technology known as hydrometallurgical processing. Most mining operations in sub-Saharan Africa have chosen to refine their ore in Europe, Asia, or North America. Ambatovy's decision to produce fully refined metals in Madagascar entailed an additional investment of $800 million,
which guarantees over 1,000 high-quality, highly skilled jobs for Malagasy workers for decades to come.
Ambatovy is such a vast undertaking that its scale can be difficult to grasp. All the infrastructure needed to complete the refining process in Madagascar had to be built from the ground up. The amount of electrical cable used would stretch from one end of Madagascar, the world's fourth largest island, to the other end and back again. The amount of structural steel would be enough to build 4 Eiffel Towers. Ambatovy built or improved nearly 100 kilometers of roads. 15 kilometers of railroad line were laid. More than 100 megawatts of electrical generating capacity have been installed. At the port of Tomasina, a new pier was built to accommodate the 3 million tons of material that the project will import and export every year. It is these investments that will help transform the future of Madagascar's industrial potential. A project of Ambatovy's ambition requires far more than investment in steel, concrete, and technology. It requires a long-term investment in people, in their knowledge, skills, and well-being. Ambatovy trained thousands of Malagasy workers in construction, operations, engineering, and other fields. Malagasys receive training at local technical institutions and at the Ambatovy Training Center. Advanced technical training is provided in Canada when needed. Ambatovy's commitment to capacity building ensures that the technical expertise available within Madagascar will continue to grow for decades to come. Another priority is worker safety and health. Standards are rigorous. All workers receive ongoing training, and health and safety is on the agenda of every management meeting. In addition, workers have access to world-class medical facilities to ensure their well-being while at work. Awareness campaigns make sure that workers and their families are fully informed regarding health and personal safety. Throughout the larger Ambatovy community, the project supports a variety of programs, such as charitable donations, educational initiatives, and sustainable development projects. Local businesses and farmers also benefit from the economic growth driven by the project. Malagasy-owned businesses were created with the help of ALBI, the Ambatovy Local Business Initiative. Now, 8,000 local farmers sell their produce to purchasing centers, which then supply it to the project's dining facilities, opening new markets to growers while making sure workers enjoy carefully selected, nutritious food. Madagascar's environment is among the world's most unique and threatened. Ambatovy's state-of-the-art environmental management program is committed to preserving and enhancing the country's natural endowment. The mine itself covers about 1,300 hectares and is protected by a forest buffer zone nearly 4 times that size. More than 120 staff members serve on Ambatovy's environmental team. In collaboration with over 60 scientists, these technical agents monitor the project's impact on its surroundings. Every week, team members walk dozens of kilometers to gather data that will expand our understanding of Madagascar's wildlife. Their findings will also contribute to the world's scientific body of knowledge on a variety of species, including Madagascar's celebrated lemurs. Where disruptions to natural habitats cannot be avoided, special measures have been taken, such as these bridges, which allow tree-dwelling lemurs to move freely from one forest tract to the next. Madagascar is home to over 14,000 plant species, 90% of which are unique to the island. Species of special concern are carefully transplanted and conserved, and will be used in the future restoration of the mine site. To protect streams and rivers, large water clarification ponds have been constructed. These installations will maintain water quality for local wildlife and neighboring communities. As part of its biodiversity offset program, Ambatovy works with international conservation organizations and local communities to protect forests from slash-and-burn agriculture and illegal logging and poaching. Thanks to this collaboration, Madagascar's natural heritage, such as the 11,600 hectares of the pristine Encarna forest, will be preserved for generations. In the few cases where project activities overlapped with existing communities, international standards for relocation were followed with rigor. Ambatovy's social agents and community members worked together for 14 years to make sure that these transitions were handled appropriately and that local customs were respected. Almost 300 new homes were built for those who had to be relocated from construction areas. Clinics, water and sanitation systems, and roads and schools were either upgraded or built from scratch. These schools now serve children and their parents, with classes in adult literacy, agricultural extension, and French language training, creating a brighter future for young and old alike. The Ambatovy project represents a long-term commitment to the development of Madagascar and its people. More than 16,500 hectares of forest will be preserved for future generations. More than 10,000 jobs have been created for the people of Madagascar. Well over $500 million of business has been generated for local enterprises. And over the next 3 decades, more than $2.9 billion in royalties, taxes, and other payments will accrue to local communities and the national government. We are Ambatovy, proud to be Madagascar's partner in prosperity.